Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see all of you here, especially to experience that now we are in live streaming all around the world. I will start my presentation with just this very informative slide. This is a lot of questions that we are asked. What is Zabbix? For many people, the question is the answer is not very clear. Is it software? Is it just a bunch of community guys doing something? Is there a company or something? And what we're doing? What is the work of Zabbix? So for this year, for me, there are two words, mantra words that I'm continuing to repeat, that we are software and we are business. So we create the best software possible, but we also provide services around software. The software what allows us to do and provide services. However, great services allow us to fuel development of even better software. And I think today Alexey was talking about the software, about Zabbix version 4.4. Our guys are talking about software, so I will talk about this part, about the business. So, and my first announcement about Zabbix is going to be a new support tier. So for those who are familiar with Zabbix services, professional services, probably you saw these guys before. So this is a technical support. There are 4 levels of technical supports that you might be aware of. And these guys seems to be a perfect one, right? Everything is unlimited. Monitored devices, phone calling included, number of incidents, number of Zabbix servers, proxies. There are plenty of other services that are included into enterprise. So it seems like this should be sufficient to everybody. But in real life, it seems like it's not. We have more and more customers contacting us and saying, we need something bigger, we need something better. We think of globally using Zabbix. So this is what we introduced. It's Global One. The name came very simply, just from customer inquiries. So the difference is, I will try to explain. So the Global One is again a package which contains technical support and plenty of services around it. So let's go just maybe point by point. Initial response time is 2 hours, compared to enterprise level where it's 4 hours. Emergency response time is 60 minutes, compared to 90 minutes from enterprise support. Support contacts, we're talking about big companies with a lot of engineers that need to have their questions answered, so it's up to 20. Legal entities covered, up to 5. And I would probably try to explain here what it doesn't mean. I'm not sure if you ever read our agreement, technical agreement, very carefully, but actually each of the support levels that we offer and that we provide is aimed for one company and to be used within one company, which means that one company is one legal name with one registration number. If there are subsidiaries or parent companies, before we introduce Global One, each such company should buy their support agreement separately. Right now, for those companies, we introduce Global One, where a bunch of companies can be covered with just one contract. And doesn't mean, it's not important whether these companies are located within one country or they're multinational, operating on different parts of the world. We count them by legal entities. So if you're thinking of buying support for your company, which operates on different markets, in different countries, maybe under different names, then this is probably an offer to consider. Again, I will repeat, it doesn't mean that if you're using Zabbix in several companies within your group that you definitely need to go for global. You can still go with any collection or any set of other support agreements. But for some companies, that becomes very easy, very nice. Okay, what else do we have? On-site visits, we doubled in this offer compared to enterprise. Certified user training. There are 3 certified user trainings with up to 50 students to attend from one company. So it's quite a lot. We doubled number of trainings on site for specialists and professional sessions. Expert training is included into global. So we consider for the big companies, definitely there is going to be a need for experts within the team. Mandates of integration and development teams, which means if you need unique templates, if you need to integrate Zabbix with either a ticketing system, let's say inventory system, anything, that's come as part of the support contract. And the most important, I think this is the greatest selling point, Zabbix Summit tickets are included for 3 people. So I think that's something that can change your mind right away. Okay, I will switch to another announcement, a very important one. It's database support. So Zabbix loves databases. As you might know, we love those 4 databases. The only thing is that for those who are monitoring big infrastructures, you know that our love to databases sometimes is too intense. We write too much, we read too much. Databases seems to be not happy with that. So, and what else do we notice is that for some reason, some of these database administrators are not quite understanding what to do with that load. So their kind of experience or knowledge about how to improve performance of their databases is missing. So we have decided to come with a proposal for these 2 big guys. Why these guys out of those 4? One reason is we believe that if you have Oracle and DB2, most likely you're already covered. You already have support agreements with those companies. Second, if we look at the, let's say, user and customer base of Zabbix, I would allocate 49% here, 49% here. Okay, in MySQL, we're talking maybe MariaDB and other flavors as well. But for Oracle and for DB2, we have just not that many customers. The databases are great as well, but we're just looking at statistical data. So what we decided is actually to partner with some providers of professional services for these databases to offer you a chance not only to buy Zabbix support, but actually to purchase support for those databases. And for us, the choice was quite obvious, so we decided that it should be Oracle for MySQL and Enterprise DB for Postgres. In our opinion, this is kind of the 2 strongest companies in this case. And not to make you wait any longer, these are the offerings that we are ready to sell to you, our customers, if you are willing to actually get support for your databases. There are just 3 different packages. I think it's no point to explain which package contains what at this moment, but this and this is good enough to support your database. If we're talking about EDB, the offer is quite similar. The only thing that they have development environment licenses or offers. These numbers you should multiply by 4. This is the minimum purchase of course that you need to make in order to get the support. But what customer gets, why should you buy support, is link to download software with extended set of features, and many of you might need that. Important to know that if you're running MySQL community version or PostgreSQL community versions, when you're buying support, you don't really need to migrate. You can still stay on that version. That's completely fine. Oracle and EDB will support you. However, they offer you an extended software set, which you can use at any point of time. And of course, a technical support from the expert company. This includes, as maybe it was like not that visible for the last rows, 24/7 support and much more. So if we're talking about support, that's something great. So why should you buy this support from Zabbix? I mean, you can go directly to those vendors, and this is completely fine. However, that may make your life simpler. It's going to be one invoice, one procurement process, easier budgeting most likely, and that you can align support periods. You are buying support for the Zabbix, you can buy support at the same time for your database. And what is very important, and I think this is the strongest part here, is extended support on the border of Zabbix and DB. The reason actually why we came with this offer is that our engineers, when they're solving issues for the customers, in many cases, those issues are not related to Zabbix itself. It's more in the area zone of the databases. And in most cases, we feel uncomfortable saying, okay, this is not our problem, we're closing the ticket. In many cases, we are fixing something, we are doing for the customer. However, now we believe that if you would be buying support from us, our engineers could and will go even further, assisting you with fine-tuning your database, telling you what should be done on your database in order to improve performance and not to have any issues with Zabbix. And what is important to understand that it's not a kind of a bold statement. We are now in the process of certifying our trainers, training our trainers on the databases. Our first trainers will spend next week on the Oracle Bootcamp, certifying to the highest levels of administrating of the MySQL databases. So this is something that you can consider. If you are facing any issues in the performance of the database, please take a look once again on this offer. Okay, and the last announcement that I have to make is about Zabbix Events around the world. So if you look at this screen, and we are counting from the last summit till this summit, this is just kind of a portion of the events where we participated. Some of them are organized by us, some we just kind of participate as exhibitors, sponsors, but again, for us, the most important are those guys. And you see in the middle, Zabbix 19, so we are the most important here. However, I would like maybe to give you a short introduction what will be happening next year with events. So let's go to the closest one from now. It's actually a bit more than a month before our conference Japan will start. It's 15th of November. The offer is extremely good. So it's a free registration. So we, of course, hope all of you will join. Just a small notice, it takes place, it's in Japanese language. But otherwise, I mean, you're very welcome, and the first speech will definitely be in English, presented by Alexei. So at least, like, whatever, 5% of all presentations you'll understand. Okay, another event that we are actually right now planning and doing is our conference in China. This is the third event that will take place. This time it's in Beijing. The prices, yes, there are prices to attend this event. But the good thing, languages. So it's Chinese and simultaneous translation in English. So if you have never been to Beijing, China, talk to your boss, schedule this conference. It's really nice. And in terms of the people, number of people, it's also big. I mean, imagine China and then just event in China. And just for you to understand, in this case, what is China, I think we were checking just a few minutes before my talk that for live stream, we had almost 300 people right now watching us on the YouTube. If we're talking about China, they're in a parallel world. There are more than 1,000 people from China right now watching us. So yeah, the event is big, the country is big. So again, simultaneous translation in English, you are very, very welcome. Another guy here is a Benelux event. This time, the conference in Netherlands will go on the March 6th, 7th. It's all in English. The registration is open as of today. So for those of you who were thinking about Benelux and you want to get this early bird pricing, just press the button Purchase Now. Another one, Latin America, April 17th, 18th, a beautiful city of Porto Alegre in Brazil. So again, registration is already running and available. Consider that as well. Languages are Portuguese and Spanish, but I think it's very easy in languages. And there are plenty of time, so you can go there. Another one, just a week after the event in Brazil. It's first conference in Germany, April 23rd, 24th. Registration is open as of today. Language, German, but I believe English will be very well accepted as well. Another newbie on our list is the Zabbix conference in Czech Republic and Slovakia. This time it will take place in Brno, Czech Republic. Middle of June, registration open today. First event, very nice place. In the middle of Europe, if we count the whole Europe, so consider this event to attend as well. A conference in Russia that would happen for the second time in a row. For those who know Russian, it's written May or September. So there is no specific date right now. The reason is, like, this year in September, we overgrew existing hotel. We cannot stay there anymore. We need more space. So we are right now in the search for the better, bigger place. However, again, if you never visited Moscow, please come. And just for those who plan a lot in advance, you may put this date, October 9th, 10, 2020. So we'll meet here again, and we hope all that you will be coming and to see you. And just as my last slide, this earth is still kind of uncovered with our conferences and events. If you think that you cannot travel so far, you have friends who is like limited to a few hundred kilometers away from his house, suggest us the places. Besides the conference that we announced, we are currently in the process of dreaming of another 3 conferences. So it might be already next to your house, maybe not, but let us know. We'll be very, very interested to learn. Okay, that's it for my announcement today. Thank you a lot.